With the release of the new tag Blue Goku and Vegeta, there is going to be the question of what are the best teams we could run this character on and who are their best linking partners, right? That is usually something that comes up with these brand new LR releases. So we're going to be covering this today, and we'll not only be talking about this character's own team, but we'll also be talking about them in terms of a bunch of other different teams that I feel like they could fit pretty easily into. Luckily, this is a very flexible character, and they do provide some support that I think could really impact the rotation. So, again, once we get into the details of it, we'll actually just talk about it in depth. But let me know what team you guys are looking forward to running this Blue Goku and Vegeta character on. Again, they're very good, so we'll just hop right into things. First and foremost, we do have their own category team, which is Future Saga and Fused Fighters. We'll get Key 3, 200% HP, and then 170% attack and defense. Then they'll give an additional 50% to HP attack and defense if the characters are also in the Bond of Parent and Child category or the Final Trump card categories. So again, a lot of these different fusion characters and things like that can actually work really well. Now, I do want to say, I think first and foremost, in terms of the best character in this team to use with them, it is likely the LR Super Saiyan God Goku and Vegeta. This is by far their best partner, sharing 6 out of 7 links. This is also, in terms of just general performance in game, a very easy, like top 5 level contender. This character is absolutely insane. Now, unfortunately, they are not featured on the current banners that are out right now for the Blue Goku and Vegeta. But this is an anniversary LR character. Actually, they are featured on the banner right now. That's my bad. You could get them from summoning on the brand new banner for this character. So it's very likely people may have gone this character themselves. But also, I think that, again, with this in mind, there is a like good shot you get them on the future anniversary banners that'll be upcoming, because again, these guys are very good, really good animations, just like signing characters in general. So you definitely are able to use these two as like a rotation, right? The thing about this Super Saiyan Blue Goku is that he can fit in the first spot of the rotation, which a lot of characters may struggle with because they get a lot of stats when attacking and things like that. But this Goku, in terms of pre-exchange straight up, he does have 80% dodge and 70% reduction with pretty good defenses. So this character is able to help out very, very much so. And on the 18 key super attack, they do provide a 60% defensive buff to all allies. So once this guy does get his 18 key super attack off, for example, the LR Gods in slot 2 will be getting another 60% defense, or whoever is in the third slot as well will also be getting another 60% defense. It's a very, very good ability to have there. Now, again, we can just go for the basics, right? In just terms of the really good characters on here. LR Super Gogeta, of course, can be a very good option. He actually is also on the banner, so that's why this is the second character I'm pointing out. This LR Super Gogeta here, dude. This character a little early on could get hurt depending on the event you're running, I think. Especially the new Goku Black and Zamasu event. But once you get Super Gogeta out, this character is just supremely powerful, and what happens is that you could eventually put this guy in the first spot of the rotation, and if you want to really finish the event off with mega damage, you could switch over to this Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, put him in the third spot of the rotation. He'll just do crazy good damage, right? So that's why, like, the year 10 fusion Gogeta and the same thing with Vegito can actually work really well on this team. They also will be providing support, both of these characters, to the new Goku and Vegeta, because, again, this character specifically does provide support to the Patara and Earth Protecting Heroes category. This character is on Patara. Then the Gogeta side of the card will be providing successors and fused fighter or fusion support characters, like 1Q 40% defense. That is going to be the same supports provided to this Goku, because Vegeta side of the tag character is actually on successors. Then, you know, of course, when you switch over to the Super Gogeta and the Super Vegito, they will continue to support him. So those two characters are, again, really good here. Right now, you're actually able to run this guy, the Tech Vegito Blue. Now, Key could be a little tricky if you're trying to run these two as a rotation, but they still do share a decent amount of links. And on top of this, this guy has a temporary boost available. So with that temporary boost, this Vegito Blue is actually quite runnable in a lot of different stages of difficult content right now. So you could easily get away with this blue Vegito on the team. And I think you'll be looking pretty good overall in terms of like a slot 1, slot 2 kind of rotation with this guy. And you'll be pretty satisfied with what the results of what they're able to do, you know, in terms of that rotation or however you want to run it. You could even have this guy as like a slot 3 character, right? You're also able to run Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I think he's a really nice option here. He does fit the entire leader skill. He does provide Rainbow Orb changing, right? And this Gotenks overall is just a good character that has aged very well, right? So again, you can imagine a team build like this. Luckily, with the Super Saiyan Blue Goku able to cover slot 1 early on, you can feel pretty safe with the rest of your team kind of in slot 2 or slot 3 of the rotation. Just kind of do whatever you want there. Now, of course, these are the only characters on the team that can work. Int type on this team is pretty weak. STR type, besides this guy, again, there is the STR Super Gogeta. He is a character that is able to provide some really nice support abilities. This STR Super Gogeta, again, will give the 40% attack buff to allies if he's in the 2nd or 3rd spot, which again is really good because you have the Blue Goku covering spot 1 for you. Future Gohan is actually not a terrible option in shorter fights, but you might not really go out of your way to pick him if you have a lot of these other options. But he does have 80% reduction for the first few turns after he attacks, which could be really good. Then from here, I would say, again, we have the Super Saiyan 4 tag characters. They're going to be a nice option on this team no matter what. You could definitely force them into there. But in terms of being a partner with these guys, again, Ki could also be a little bit of an issue. But besides that, I mean, you'll be good. But that's why if you're running like Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, right? Even if these guys don't share key links, you'll have the Rainbow Orb changing. These guys do get extra key per orb that they obtain. So that could help like make things a lot smoother in this event specifically. But again, in terms of a direct partner with the Blue Goku and Vegeta, probably wouldn't really run them as an actual rotation. Then, of course, we have this guy, Physical Vegito Blue, and he's going to be like the last big mention I'll bring up in here. Physical Vegito Blue, oh, but the screen kind of tagged out there, my bad. Physical Vegito Blue as a character is getting a Super Extreme Z Awakening. At the time of this recording, it's not out, but in a few days, he'll have his Super EZA. He links pretty well with this Goku and Vegeta. He can sit very safely in the 2nd spot of the rotation, and he also does provide 2-turn support if there is a full superclass rotation or a Future Saga ally, which is the same restriction as this Blue Goku and Vegeta. So they have the same kind of team build that they want. This guy's providing support to them. This guy will get the 60% defense from the Blue Goku and Vegeta in the 1st spot. Like, this is a really good character in addition to this team. So I think that once this guy's Super EZA comes out, you'll be looking pretty good. So again, you could run like something like this. You could take Tech Vegito, run Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? Like, there's a lot of different options here. Even the Year 9 Super Saiyan Gogeta into the Super Saiyan Blue Transforming Gogeta does still link pretty well with this new LR. And in longer fights, if you're able to hide him a little, you could eventually get his target skill ability, which will allow him to guarantee dodge all attacks in the turn, and then, you know, guide all attacks that are not attack all towards just him, so you're able to protect your other characters. So again, it could be a spot where, hey, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we get into the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta if I wanted to in this turn specifically for any reason, and I will have the Super Saiyan Gogeta in spot 3 and or even in spot 2. That way I could still have a team protector, don't have to worry about getting supered in slot 1, and have this guy really break out in terms of the mega damage that this Blue Vegeta is able to do. But again, it's situational depending how things go. A lot of these characters are very interesting. Now again, you could potentially dip into Future Saga Extreme characters because the restriction for this Blue Goku and Vegeta, they need a Future Saga ally or a full superclass rotation. But depending on how the rotations play out, I think, you know, some of these characters may not really link the best. But you could probably find an excuse to like sneak in this guy super easy if you really wanted to really badly. I just think that it probably isn't a thing you're going to be doing most of the time, especially with how the link sets work. Like a lot of these villains would want big bad bosses, fear and faith, right? A lot of these villain type links that like the Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta normally wouldn't have. But just something like this could work. Again, obviously, oh, the best teams in the game, but you could even probably do something like, I don't know, like this. Or you could run Tech Super Gogeta. This team should still be just as fine as well. Like, even if you don't have the Year 10 fusions, like, once you get this out, like, this is a that's not a bad team at all as you run right now. Like, this is usable 100%. Or if you have the LR Gods, and then maybe Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, like, this is also a really good team. Like, a almost full kind of Vegito team. Well, I say that, but there's only 4 Vegitos. There's only 3 of them on the team. But you guys kind of see where I'm coming from with that. I mean, you could run, like, a mono Vegito team almost, right? So again, lots of different interesting options on this team, but other teams do have even more options, so we'll go ahead and cover that in the next team setup. All right, so next we have the Super Saiyan Goku team, which is the tag fusing Vegito team for the 10th anniversary. At the same time, we will also be covering a second team, which is going to be the Super Gogeta team as well, just because this is very closely the same team. The only difference is that this Gogeta is a successors leader, while this guy is a, what's it called? Earth Protecting Heroes category leader. But since this is a Goku and Vegeta card, they actually do fit both of the leader skills for the full buff. The leader skills are very similar though, because both of them do lead pure Saiyans and fused fighters. So with that in mind, you're going to get a very similar semblance of a team. But here we're going to be covering a few different characters that aren't on the previous team, because I don't want to just repeat talking about the same characters, because we know the LR Gods are on here, Super Saiyan 4s are on here, Physical Vegeta Blues on here, but I want to highlight what this team could also bring to the spot, right? So first and foremost, I think Super Saiyan 4 Goku is an option available here. If we do go ahead and go to the Super Saiyan 4 Goku transformation specifically, when he is transformed, he does provide 10% damage reduction and 70% defensive support to characters who are on the Power Beyond Super Saiyan category. This, of course, does actually impact the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and Goku, both sides of the card, because they're both on the category. So if you have this guy on rotation, again, I think he'll be really, really essential for this kind of setup potentially if you're really trying to focus on the blues. These characters, like the Blue Goku, he's going to be sitting in slot 1 with 80% damage reduction and 80% dodge. Like, that's a very, very good like spot for this guy to be on, and they will still share like Prepared for Battle, Super Saiyan, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, Kamehameha. Like, they share 5 links. It's a pretty good rotation that you could actually get in there. It might even make these guys like more runnable if you're still trying to clear festival battles. Like, that extra 10% reduction can make these guys be put in a much better spot, right? Then I think again that character could be a really nice addition here. Age UI Goku in short fights, again, right now he's in a really, really good spot. Age UI Goku does link pretty decently with this character as well. They will share 4 links, which will be the Prepared for Battle, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Unfortunately, this new LR does not have Godly Power, but it's not the worst thing in the world that they don't have Godly Power. It would be nice, but if you're still running like the Tech LR Gods in this team, I think Age UI Goku could be a really nice option here. Of course, again, we all know about the Super Saiyan Vegeta. I guess Ajo Bardock could be like a nice extra option, or whenever that loads in. Ajo Bardock could be a nice extra option as well. He does actually provide support, 1 key and 25% attack and defense to super class. So, I mean, that's really interesting. Let's see, I'm sure there's other units that we could potentially highlight here. The Kel and Caulifla, I didn't even talk about them in the other leader skill, because again, keep in mind that the Blue Goku and Vegeta do lead fuse fighters. This is a nice character you can run as well. They'll be able to have some decent link sharing, nothing really too crazy. We could probably move on here over to Blue Evolution Vegeta as a character I do want to highlight a little here. This guy's revive, I feel like, does provide a lot of value in short content right now. If you're able to have him get the 5 hits, having that revival skill up could be really nice. Earlier starting onto the fight, he has the extra what's the word? He does have the additional guard ability, so that'll really help that damage reduction build up within the same turn. Now we do want to go ahead and keep in mind that this guy will actually share a bit of extra links with the Vegeta tag side of the card, right? When we have the Vegeta side of the card there, he does share Royal Lineage, which is a 2 key 5% attack link, but without the Vegeta tag switched in, they do share only 4 links. So really got to keep that in mind when it comes to this Blue Vegeta in terms of being a partner, but that Blue Vegeta could be a nice extra option, right? Super Saiyan 2 Gohan could provide support. You could easily run him on this team. You know, him in slot 3. Again, his defense, I wouldn't say shaky, but, you know, his defense is not, like, perfect. But Blue Goku providing the extra 60% support to this guy could be really nice as well. Blue Evolution Vegeta, you know, he can actually get his unit super attack activated from this new guy. Beast Gohan could actually work pretty nicely. Again, it's a thing of, hey, at the end of events, maybe you want to take the pressure off slot 1, let Blue Vegeta kind of finish the boss off. You could get Beast Gohan's target skill in here. That could work really nicely. And then from here, I mean, Path to Power Kid Goku, he does not provide the direct support, but a damage reduction character will always be helped out by Path to Power Kid Goku, because this guy will provide an additional 8% damage reduction, along with his Rainbow Key Sphere changing could just help the team in general look really good. Not specifically a great partner with him, but he will actually be able to provide that. And again, I guess I'm definitely like looking over some characters that some people would be like, hey, you know, this character would actually be nice with him and be a decent pairing. I'm just focusing on the best ones and the ones that stand out that are unique to this category specifically. Now, even especially here, dipping into extreme class can be a bit brutal just because of the restrictions. Like Tech Broly would usually be an option you could very easily run in this event, but now Tech Broly, or not this event, this team, but now Tech Broly is like, he can interfere with the Blue Goku and Vegeta having their full passive up on this team, so that's like an option that you're not able to really run in a good like way with this Blue Goku, because if they get on the same rotation together, it's just gonna make things very troublesome. So it does restrict you a little bit in that way, but it's really not that big of a deal. But again, just bringing out some characters to highlight there, you could again run the LR Gods, and then you could also, let's say, you know, run Blue Evolution Vegeta into here. You could get in Super Saiyan 2 Gohan here. Like, there are more options on this team, but you would ideally like to have multiple slot 1 options here when you can. One other character I forgot to talk about, LR Int Namek Goku. Again, another character that would be on the Vegeta side of the Leader skill too. This guy, you know, can sit in slot 1 early on, or, you know, I think he could actually also be in slot 2. Like, you could switch back and forth between him in slot 1 and him not in slot 1. But this Blue Goku can benefit this guy a little by giving him the additional 60% defense, which is basically an extra 18 key super attack stack for this guy, because we do know he does stack 50% is 18 key, and then his 30% is 12 key. Basically just giving him another stack for the turn in a sense like that is really huge. So he's basically always a turn ahead of what he would be. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, I think like it depends really, but a team like this could very easily work out. You could even again just run Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta 2 and where's he? Yeah, I was looking for him. These could look pretty nice. Or you could also run the AGO Gogeta as a leader, because again, with AGO Gogeta as a leader, for example, the Gogeta cards are going to be getting the full boost compared to the Vegito leader, but this character will also be getting the full boost from the leader scope because, again, it is a tag into Vegeta, so this guy has all the categories that are required to actually get the full leader scope boost. So again, this could work out very well, and I'm just combining the 2 year 10 teams together just because that really makes a lot of sense, right? Now, this is a little bit of a silly one, but you could actually run this character on the Tech UI Realm of Gods team if that's something you're interested in. Realm of Gods, Universe Survival Saga, and then Entrusted Will get the 170% attack, HP, and defense, then the key 3. Of course, you know, this guy will be able to fit on the full 200% leader skill as well, because he is actually going to be on the accelerated battle team. So that's pretty cool. Again, I'm bringing this up just because some people actually really do like Tech UI. And this character would actually be buffed by Tech UI's domain, the 30% stat boost to Superclass Realm of Gods characters. So this could be really interesting, and Tech UI is actually not on this Blue Goku and Vegeta team. So you could probably get some kind of fun little numbers in here. In terms of characters you can run, again, we talked about Super Saiyan 4 Goku, UI Goku. You could actually run Jiren on this team pretty nicely. They don't link well, but Jiren is providing 70% attack support buff if he's in slot 2 or 3 in his standby skill form. And, you know, it could be very easy for this guy to sit in slot 2 or slot 3 when we have a very reliable slot 1 in the Super Saiyan Blue Goku, right? So that could be pretty cool with Jiren providing that additional support. AGL Blue Kaioken Goku is another character that's actually not on the team for the Blue Goku Vegeta's like initial leader skill, which is again Future Saga Fused Fighters. You could technically also run this guy on the Year 10 Fusions team because he's a pure Saiyan character, but I waited to highlight him until here. This character will also be getting the additional buffs from the Blue Goku's 18 key, and it could really help him out because he's again a damage reduction character. So I think that's like another interesting option that you can run here. In terms of just the UI Goku team himself, again, we have Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, Tech Gods, Tech Vegito, again, all characters we did cover previously. Another option you could technically run here if you go full Realm of Gods. I actually don't have this character, but the brand new AGL Champa, he does provide 2 keen 66% attack and defense support to Realm of Gods or Universe 6. He does want a full Realm of Gods rotation, so you can run like a Realm of Gods centric team, and that could be really nice. In terms of int, I mean, you're not probably running the Universe 7 LR, unfortunately, with the Blues on the team, just because they would like a full Universe 7 setup. Beast Gohan still on here. Tech STR UI Goku is an option you could put here, but not like anything crazy. And again, this team is like, it's a fine, okay team, but it's nothing really, it's nothing that's like gonna be super stand out-ish, unfortunately. It's just like a little fun numbers team if you want to see like potentially some pretty good attack stats on this team. Even compared to 220% leader skill, the domain buff is going to make them hit super hard in that situation. So again, that's really nice. Now, I would have brought up this character before, but unfortunately this character does not work the best with the actual new LR, and the biggest reason for that is because this guy actually does not provide them the leader skill or the category restrictions that they do need, because the Super Saiyan Goku, Trunks, and Gohan, they do want either movie heroes or all-out struggle, and this character actually is not on the all-out struggle category, so you're not actually able to run them as a partner here. But again, this is again more so of a fun team, but physical VB, then like, I don't know, the Tech Gods on here, you're an AGO UI Goku as well. Like, this is just more so of a fun kind of like big number stat team if you want to really use Tech UI Goku again with the Super Saiyan Blue Goku here. Then if you run like AGO UI Goku over, I don't know, like, you know, just you could throw off Jiren potentially. Like, you could let the Tech UIs get rid of the stress of sitting in slot 1, and you have a bunch of these other characters that can actually sit in slot 1 for you now. That will let Tech UI, you could, again, because you kind of have to hide them, especially early on, but then later on in the fight, you'll be able to get the Tech UI domains up, and could look pretty nice there. But yeah, again, just bringing this team up just because it's funny. People do like Tech UI Goku, and I think it could be actually a runnable team and very long content, so that's nice. Then finally, we're going to be talking about the Power Beyond Super Saiyan and Movie Heroes team led by the LR Gods. I actually think this is a pretty good team, and although it's again not a 220% leader skill like Tech UI, you could very easily run this team and clear most of the content that exists in the game. But we are getting to a point where the good characters you're going to be using with this guy, we've kind of already talked about over and over and over again, so there's not really too much of a point to stress on here. So again, gonna bring up some of the options that aren't available on the other teams. AGO Pycon is a character. I think actually AGO Pycon, is he not on Successors as well? I actually don't think he is. So AGO Pycon is another option that you can actually very safely run on this team. You could provide a 4-turn Ghost Usher, or not 4-turn Ghost Usher, that's insane. A turn 4 Ghost Usher. God, I can't even talk during right now. This sometimes I just like I'm yapping, and then I just trip over my word and I just fumble and fall and crumble, right? Anyways, AGO Pycon is a good option you could run. He's a super class support character. Just an overall like nice little unique option that is specific here to the movie here's kind of setup. Then again, if we can switch over to Tact, not really too many characters that are standing out to me. So again, I'll just put like again Super Gogeta, I think could be a nice little option here. For Int, again, I guess Daima Goku secondly on this team. We haven't talked about him too much. Daima Goku kind of has aged quite a bit, so you're not really going to use him too much anymore. Unfortunately, this guy's active skill, the Blue Goku's active. He can remove enemies' dodge disable effects, but only on himself. So you can't actually do that for Daima Goku specifically, which does, again, very much suck. Very unfortunate. Then we also do have, again, I think this Gohan actually, you could definitely use him a little easier now if you have the Blue Goku in slot 1, and this guy will get the extra defensive boost. Could potentially be an interesting option, but he has aged out a little bit defensively. But again, we'll just do this. And again, if you're running a full Movie Heroes team, you're actually able to use this guy. Even though he does not get the category restriction from the Super Saiyan Blue Goku plus Vegeta on this team, this is a full Movie Heroes team, so every other character on the team will actually provide him that kind of boost that he needs. So you could kind of run something like this again. This could be a little hard to use in the most difficult fights ever, but I think overall throughout a majority of the game, you can run a fun team like this, and this could actually end up looking pretty good for him. Especially with 2 LR Gods floating around, you'll be very easy to find an actual partner. Kind of have the other 3 floating around. This guy will provide the attack support 50%, then a 77% defense support for 2 turns. So that could also be very fun, but I think that's, again, the last thing we're going to talk about here today. So let me know what you're thinking. Again, there's some other partners that technically don't exist right now that I think could also be good, such as the Vegeta and Trunks LR. I think they will get an Extreme Z Awakening, but for now, Vegeta and Trunks aren't really a character that's going to be like viable until they potentially get an easy. We don't even know for sure if that's going to happen. And you know, even with the Blue Goku, like Vegeta and Trunks, they might want to be slot 1 specifically, so we'll see what happens. But appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.